women who participate in sports at UW-Madison. And I'm very glad you guys were able to join us. And I'm excited for y'all to share your stories, your experiences, and your perspectives on campus at UW. And if you can all introduce yourself. Alyssa, you can go first.
Okay, my name is Alyssa McClellend. I'm a second year here at Madison. I'm from Kenosha, Wisconsin, and I play softball at UW.
I'll just go next. I'm Armoni. I am on the women's track and field team. I moved to Wisconsin 6 years ago, but I'm originally from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay, I'm Kiley's Robbins. I'm on the track and field team as well, and I'm in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Cool, okay, we got all the different cities in there. So for my first question, I wanted to ask, when did you realize that your identity as Black women had an impact on you playing your sport? Anybody can jump in.
I'll say for me, I didn't realize it until I came to college. I feel like as I was growing up, I didn't feel like me as a Black female had any partake in sports at all. I just thought sports were just sports and I just loved it and I enjoyed it. But as I came here to UW-Madison, I noticed that me being a Black female and being in a sport is huge. Like I can use my platform in many ways. I can have an impact on a younger person or a younger female, and I can use my voice in many forms. And being in colleges has made me realize how much platform and how I can utilize myself as a Black female athlete.
I agree. I feel like in high school it was like all fun and games, and I didn't think about like being a Black woman in sports. I was just obviously having fun, enjoying going to meets. But now like college, the seriousness level is like extreme, and like there's people that look up to you. There's people expecting you to run a certain way or be at a certain level. And so I feel like when I got to college, I really realized like what I'm doing is serious, and there's people that's counting on me basically to like be good and do like the best I can.
I'd agree. Like I really realized it when I got to college. Like playing softball, it's like, well, I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood. I mean, I'm half Black and half white, so like I lived with my mom most of the time. But like I feel like softball is like a predominantly white sport, and I just never noticed it. But yeah, and then when I got to college, and I really realized it, just like comparing to other sports and just everything that's been going on within the past couple of years. But yeah.
How do you guys feel like UW like caters to women in sports? Like, do you feel catered to as a women playing sports at our school?
And from my point of view and from my experiences, I feel like this school is more heavily based on a male sports. I feel like they get more media coverage, or they get more press conferences, or just all in all, like I don't see a lot of women in sports getting the same treatment or the same opportunities as males here. And it doesn't kind of suck, it does suck, but yeah, that's what I've noticed.
I kind of agree with that. Well, I came from an all-girls school, so it was like women everything, women empowerment, like sports. So coming here, it was a little different because, I mean, we weren't broadcast as much. I would say, like this year, even like with media, we weren't like, I don't know, some of our sports and like our meets, very important meets, weren't like broadcast that much. And so I definitely would say it was a different transition from me coming from an all-girls school where it's just, they're just like empowerment like all the time, till where like some of the other sports are broadcast more than ours, or some of the male sports definitely get more attention.
And sorry, Alyssa, I don't know if you had anything to add on to that, but I do have a follow-up question to that question is how would you guys say that you like have gotten through like tough conversations or like tough situations, or situations where you felt like you didn't really like have anybody who like identified the same as you, or were able to like, I guess, have someone to relate to you in situations? Because we do go to a PWI, so there's not that many people that look like us in our environment.
Well, gratefully, I have a Black coach, and I am more than comfortable of going to him. And even with my white coaches, I feel more than comfortable going with them because I know at the end of the day that they have my back and they have my best interest. So when it comes to things that pertains to outside of athletics and athletics, I know that if I need someone, if I have to talk to someone, I know that I can go to them because we've had those tough conversations. And with everything going on with this past year and last year, we've all had to sit down as a team saying, this is what it is, this is what's happening, and we have to be a family and we have to be one outside of this group. We have to be able to count on each other. And from that point and moving forward, I knew that my team and my coaches and the staff had my back, and I felt comfortable with that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm blessed to be like on a team, like track and field team. We do have a lot of other African American athletes like Armoni and like upperclassmen that I know that I can go to and talk to. And I also do, like, we have a straightforward coach, like he's going to say it how it is. And they're very open about conversations. I know like my first day, first practice, we were talking about Black Lives Matter, all the things surrounding the sports and having walks and marches. So I was very happy about that when I came here, because that was one thing that I was worried about like finding a group of people that I could be with and relate to, since it is a PWI. But my sport, I was lucky to have people that are on the team that are like me. So.
And let's see, what are you guys a part of any of the like student athlete orgs geared towards diversity, like Say So and Masa? Do you guys want to talk a little bit about those?
Sure. I am an ambassador for Masa, and I just got the position for vice president for Say So. So I'm very, very familiar with organizations that revolve around diversity and inclusion. Those two groups have helped me grow as a person and making me be able to be more confrontational and more outspoken. And it just made a better, it just makes me feel better here because it feels like I have more communities. And you just meet very different other people from different places, get different perspectives. So if anyone's watching this, join a diversity inclusion group because it will better help you understand other people's perspectives.
And what about dang, I forgot what question I was about to ask. But oh yeah, so how do you guys feel about like bridging the gap between athletes and non-student athletes?
Bridging the
like, what do you guys think that you can do to help bridge that gap between those two communities?
Sorry, I don't want to seem like I'm taking everything up, but I've actually had this question already asked to me, and as a person on this campus, and I wouldn't call myself a leader, but I would call myself a person that's not afraid to speak their mind. I feel like there is a gap between us Black student athletes and us and Black people on this campus, and I feel like if we, as the athletics department and as student athletes, provide opportunities for those who are not athletes on this campus, like say we have gatherings or we have like meals, we'll have meetings, and we all just come together and just do something every once a month, then that gap or that bridge can be connected and we can all be one, so no one feels divided or anything like that. Because at the end of the day, we all are Black people on this campus, we all are women on this campus, and we all just want to come together and just share our experiences and become one.
And have any of you personally experienced any like struggles or like anything that would make you be more like cognizant of your identities on campus at UW as student athletes?
I can go. For me, as a freshman, because I'm a junior, everyone, I'm a junior. As a freshman, I came in and I was nervous because I took a visit here and I knew that I didn't have a lot of people who looked like me, and I wouldn't say I wasn't afraid to be a Black person on this campus, but I was more aware of it. And now with everything going on, with the murder of George Floyd and the marches we've had recently and the emails being sent out about Black people and Asian hate and everything else along those lines, I feel like now people are more aware on this campus or can understand where people are coming from and be more sensitive about it. So I wouldn't say I feel more safe, but I feel more seen. And yeah.
Going off of that, uh, like being like surrounded by, like not having, okay, going off that, like not having, because my team is predominantly white, like I'm the only Black person on my team. Uh, I would say that like having those conversations and having like different perspectives is kind of difficult. Not that other people don't have those like different perspectives, but it's hard for people to understand mine. Um, so I just say that was a little difficult.
Is there anything like self-care routines, mental health routines that you guys do to like either pick yourself up, not only from like issues like that, but like just physical issues because you are athletes and like you guys do put a lot of pressure on your bodies to perform. So what do you guys do to take care of yourself?
Well, for me, I'm always in the room. So like I like to go to our trainers and like I mean if that like that's like physically, but I also like when I go to my dorm, like I feel like at nighttime I just like to read. I like to write also, like write about my day, how my day went, how my practice went. And, like that really helps me just to, like if it was a bad practice to let it go, if it was a good practice to like write about it. So like I think writing is really good, especially for me, like specifically for me. That's what I do to kind of like close out my day and kind of relax at night.
For me, it's all about getting my nails done, my hair done, self-care, gotta get my body right. But no, for real, that is for real. But also I also listen to I like listening to music. I like to zone everything out. And I got a couple of playlists that I keep on repeat and it just calms me down and just brings me back to reality and just makes me grounded.
I just like put aside a few hours for myself every like a couple hours a week, like every day. Just start at the beginning of the week, set aside a couple hours, and I just like focus on my self talk and like how I talk to myself mentally.
Do you guys have any advice for any high school seniors who are looking to play collegiate sports?
I would say that the mental game is like really big. I know this was my first year here, but just the adjustment from like high school sports to college sports, that was something that like got in my way. So like just like the mental training is just as important as the physical part.
I agree. I feel like at first my transition from high school to college was rough last year, but I definitely think that I agree with the mental part. That's a huge thing. It's like, especially when you get to college, it's as important as the physical part, like being in shape. But I also think that is you need to like talk to like older teammates. They definitely will help, and coaches as well. They'll definitely give you advice on what you could be doing to be better or what you could work on. So I that's the advice I would give high school athletes.
And the advice that I would give to high school athletes is just to make sure that the college or institution that you want to go to is somewhere you actually want to go to, and it feels like I get it. Athletics and athletes want to go to the school, but it's not to your liking. If it doesn't feel good and you don't feel safe, you don't feel comfortable, then it's probably not for you. And if you do go and you love the college, hang around with those that you have the same interest and they're going to better you, because at the end of the day, you're going to be around those people for 4 years and maybe even more. And you just want to grow as an individual, grow as a person, and grow as a team. And if you don't surround yourself by those people, then you're probably more likely won't grow.
And then last but not least, the last question I have is, if you were to leave a legacy at UW, what would you want it to be?
Man, that's hard. For me, my legacy would probably be just to have an impact as a Black person on this campus. And Wisconsin itself is not very diverse, and like I said in previous year, that there's the the Black person or Black people on this campus is 2%, and that's not enough. And I want to make sure that I'm able or capable of bringing more Black people to this institution, so that way this campus can be more diversified, and that way this campus can feel like home, who may not look like the majority of the people that are on this campus.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's like me and my coach talked about this a lot, about like the impact that I want to make. And for me, it's just not for myself. I just want to like be able to, for my sport in general, like allow more other African-American athletes to want to come to the school. And I can do that by, you know, doing the best I can and showing them that, yeah, you guys can come to Wisconsin and do great things in sports just like I am. So just for my community in general to like make an impact and show them that, yeah, you guys can do this. Like, it's not just for like athletes, it's for everyone can do this. You can come and be good in sport and go to a great school as well and be smart as well. So that's basically what I want to do.
Yeah, for me, I'm just trying to show young girls, like, because like I said before, like there aren't many Black girls in the sport, that they can play softball at like a Division I college. Like, it's just, yeah. So I'm just trying to like give it everything I've got and just be seen, make an impact, and inspire younger girls.
And to feed off of Kiley, she put like an emphasis on education, and I feel like there's a stigma upon UW-Madison where you have to be this elite scholar and you have to be so smart, and it's honestly like not like that at all. Like, you're able to manage classes and be a Black athlete, and this school is an amazing school for academics. It's more
Absolutely.
able to know like who's not right or person.
I don't know if we got that last part you just said, but it's okay. Yeah, I was just gonna say that, like, I definitely think that, like, just me having a lot of friends like who are athletes and stuff, like the advisors and like all the resources that are provided for athletes are like super nice and like very helpful for you guys from what I've seen. So that's super glad to hear you guys like reaffirm that too.
It's a blessing to be a student athlete here, because you are able to have all those things accessible to you, and you just have to make sure that you utilize them to your best ability, and you will not more than likely you will be able to succeed at a D1 college anywhere if you're using
your brain. Well, that's all I got, but that was great. I appreciate you all for your nice and thoughtful perspectives. And thank you all for coming on and chatting with me. I'm super appreciative of you guys, and I really hope you enjoy the rest of your time at UW. Hopefully when I come back soon, I'll see you all, and maybe we can like go out for drinks or something.
Let's not look back.